If at that point, if I was like gonna read it, I'd just get the manga. Like the animation is still cool and stuff, but I would just rather wait for the dub to come out and enjoy it that way. I just find it more enjoyable because I get too focused in just actually like reading the words and whatnot that I actually miss the animation. Unless there's just fighting, and but a lot of the time with Naruto, especially, there's dialogue throughout the fight scenes.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
Yeah. So I'd miss it. I don't want to miss it.
Damn. Yeah, I don't have that problem.
I guess it's because you don't read in your head. You don't have that voice in your head.
Still reads though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the voice overlapping.
Just gonna have to look at overlapping with what gibberish that you can't understand.
I guess I guess it's just I just get into an ongoing conversation with that voice in my head if I have to read. Whereas if it's just someone
What?
talking, it's just because like if I'm
You
reading it,
can't get into an ongoing conversation with the voice in my head.
yeah, because I'll be reading it and I'll be like, oh, what did they mean by that? I wonder what that's gonna lead into. Well, we don't know. I guess we gotta keep watching. But if this happened, then how's that gonna happen? And then like the episode's over and I missed everything.
So that's just pointless. Why not just experience the episode?
Because I have to read.
Okay,
it's just
but listening to them talking is this like you still gonna jump to
when I
conclusions
listen.
in your little brain.
No, it's just when I listen to them like just talk at me, I zone out and my mind just goes blank. It just really clears my head.
So
Yeah,
there's no point of even like having the dub on either. You're not listening to what they're saying.
no, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm listening to what they're saying, but just I'm just internalizing it and my inner voice shuts up. Like my thoughts just like stop until they're done talking at me until the episode's over. And I go, whoa, you gotta watch the next one to see what happens. And then the next one starts and I zone out again. It's basically like it's just a level of meditation, I guess would be the best way
so,
to
so,
explain it.
so no, this is just a level of driving for you, right?
I don't know if it's the level of driving. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
you just like zone out, like turn on the show, mind off,
Oh yeah, I guess
eyes off.
the same thing happens when I'm driving. Like if I'm listening to like AM radio.
No, last time you said it just happens every time. If
No,
you're
if
going
I'm
somewhere, you know at least. If you're going somewhere new, maybe not. But if you're going to work, it happens every time.
yeah, because well, what will happen is I guess I'll listen to music and I won't focus on the drive. I'll just focus on the music.
You'll look around, see who's running past you, see if you recognize them.
I'll just be singing. I'll just be vibing, working on some dance moves.
Look at all the runners that are not facing you because you've never come across a runner that's facing you.
Yeah.
Remember last episode when I said we do things in pairs? That's because we keep rehashing shit from the past.
Well, I don't think we do things in pairs. I think we just like do things. I still don't know what you mean by we do things in pairs.
We
There's
did
always
an
doubles.
intro, and then we did another intro.
Yeah, we always do everything in pairs.
We always do doubles of everything.
There's Shalom and Jake on the podcast, and Jake and Liam on the podcast, doing everything in doubles.
Revisiting a topic I wouldn't count as a pair.
I don't even. I still don't understand.
What do you define a pair as?
We're going back and talking about something. We've probably talked about the same subject a couple times. Like the penny thing. We talked about that more than a pair of times.
A couple times.
A couple refers to generally two.
Yeah, so we talked about it, and then we talked about it two more times.
It takes two to make a pair.
Yeah, but like, what do you mean we do everything in pairs? Just because we talk about things continually, doesn't mean we do we like by now the penny thing is like over 10 times. It's not a pair.
That's 5 pairs.
And 10, yeah, 10 is a pair of 5.
A pair of
if you're gonna
5?
use that logic, then everything in the world is somehow in pairs. So it's not just us doing everything in pairs. It's just the way that the universe has aligned itself.
Sure, that's how that's sleep at night.
What according to you, but
Oh no, I didn't have any issue with it.
you're the one in the universe of pairs.
What are you in a universe of singles?
Yeah.
That
I'm just in
sucks.
the universe. No, that is true. I am in the universe. It is a single universe. I mean, I still don't know what you mean though by saying we do. Well, at least I disagree. I don't think we do everything in pairs.
Oh, you're allowed to have a different opinion. I still
I
hate
know.
it. I still wish everything was the same. It just should be and shouldn't be, but not the way the universe works.
Yeah.
Welcome to Arguably a Podcast. Are we keeping that? We got to keep that, right? I'm Shalom.
I'm Drake. I'm not
I'm
even done
Liam.
eating yet, my guy.
Wait, what are you?
Oh,
What are
we're
you eating?
getting in.
You can eat
We're
on. You can
we're
eat on the
digging
episode.
deep.
It's been
What are
5
you eating?
minutes.
What you eating? What are you eating?
Rice, broccoli, and pork?
Oh, like a tenderloin?
No, like little bites, little bites. They're like boneless chicken wings, but they're pork, I think.
Why does pork get such a in such a vague description as far as like cuts go? Like pork is just pork, and we accept that as okay. But with beef, you want to know like if it's ground, if it's like a steak, where on the cow it's from, the ribs. Wait, are beef ribs a thing, or is that pork too?
It's a thing. I just also don't know what you're talking about. Like there's
Just
different cuts of pork and there's ground pork and there's ground beef and
right. But I'm just saying, typically when you tell someone you have pork, that's just enough for them, right? But whereas if you're like, oh, I have beef, they'd be like, well, what does that mean? Was it like a steak, or was it
I
like
feel like people don't usually say I have pork or I have beef. I feel like people usually say like I have a pork chop or I
Pork
have a
loin.
steak. Yeah. Something
um,
like that. I feel like
so what
I
Jake did there was uncommon.
A pork
what did
ball?
Jake do?
He just said pork. He just said he's eating pork with rice and
I
vegetables.
said they're boneless. They're like boneless chicken wings, but pork. Because I don't know how else
Oh,
to explain them. They're just like little pork balls. They were good.
at first I heard pork, and then I asked you some more information, and you're just like they're little like pork bites. I never heard the chicken wing thing. Chicken wing thing. I want to hear someone with a Tennessee accent say that. Chicken wing thing. I was actually speaking about accents. I was talking to somebody about Jake's accent. Not like his accent, but like just I guess his impressions. How he's really good at doing them for some reason.
Oh,
Like
so not accents at all, impressions.
no, not accent. Well, I
Or
mean,
impressions of accents.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I guess none of these were actual people. But like he just can bring out these weird voices, and I don't know if it's something that he practiced on, or if he just like I don't know how he knew he was able to do this.
Who does this?
You,
What? Oh, why?
you could just.
Okay, you're talking about me in
I
like the
feel.
third person. I was so confused. I'm right
I
here.
was.
I can hear you, but you're like,
I know.
I don't know
I
how
was
he
just.
does this. Like we're talking
I
with
mean, he
someone
did
else.
say Jake,
I missed that part. I guess I don't know. I was confused the whole time.
Yeah.
but
I was.
I did think he was thinking about he was talking about a different Jake at first until yeah.
Oh no, I was talking about you. It's
Oh.
just you can get into these. So how it actually came up is I was driving with the missus, and the Eminem song "Just Lose It"
Oh come
came on.
on.
And I don't know if you guys have heard the song, but throughout the song, there's Eminem does this interesting laugh that's just becomes like part of the backbone of the song, I guess, and it's played into a lot of the lyrics. And whenever I'm singing along to that song, I always just skip the laugh part because I can't do it. But then I played it in the car with Jake one time, and he just hit the laugh oh so perfectly.
Can we get an
I
example?
ain't doing that. No way. I need the
Well,
song to be playing. I can't just
Oh,
pull it out of nowhere.
we can play the song.
Oh god, this is gonna
Is there a
sound
way
so bad.
there a way we can play the song that we can all hear it?
we can listen to it. We definitely can't
Play it.
put it in the podcast.
We can get a clip of just that sound bite of just the laugh.
But that's like a lot of effort to do right now.
Oh, right. Well, right now, but we can edit it in.
Right.
Yeah, but okay, I will contribute helping. I will go.
we can edit this in.
Yeah, we can edit it in, right? We have people for that. I'll cut out the sound bit and then I'll post it.
Okay, so
Apparently.
are, we're actually gonna bring that up and then not gonna have an example.
Well, I don't know why he's not doing it. I mean, there's other impressions that he can do as well. Like he does a pretty good.
I need to. I can only do it when I've heard the song, and I need like I mock it. Like it's always the first laugh I don't do, and then the second laugh I can do. I can't just pull it out of nowhere. I don't remember how it sounds exactly.
It literally sounds like if you were to spell HAHAHA.
Ha ha ha.
I guess if you did it to a bit more melodic form, but yeah.
More what form?
Melodic.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, but now like okay. But no, you do a good Kermit as well. I imagine he'd be able to do a good Miss Piggy. Or not Miss Piggy, a good Minion. I don't know how I mix those two up.
Minion?
How did you start with accents?
Because like I was thinking that because he can do good impressions, if he did an impression of someone doing like just an impression of somebody who had like was from a different country or whatever, he would be doing their accent as well.
Ah.
I don't know how I made the connection.
Because you're talking about the southern something.
Yeah, the Tennessee chicken wang thing.
The Steam summer sale just ended. That was
Steam.
Huh?
Steam.
What?
The Steam summer sale ended.
Yeah.
I had to burp, but I just stifled it. I just sucked it back.
I got confused. I thought Liam did the first inhale after I heard that one. I was like, wait, did he just inhale twice? What the fuck is that? I was like, that was a good accent of Shalom.
No, Steam. What is Steam?
How do you not know what Steam is? I swear we've had this conversation before.
You don't know what esports is? You don't know what Steam is?
We're talking about like the place where you buy video games for your PC.
Are you living in the 1200s, bro?
Summer sale? Oh, I got a sick deal on my Steam locomotive.
I didn't know. It's just it seemed like such a jump. Like it's just I guess I don't spend enough time PC gaming for Steam to be at the top of my head when.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't never downloaded or used Steam. That makes sense, but it's a pretty it's I don't know, probably the biggest gaming platform on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just and what my point was with the Steam Summer Sale. I just assumed that you knew what Steam was. I know that Jake does, and if you know what Steam is, then you know that every year Steam does a Steam Summer Sale. That's what they call it, I guess, or that's what I'm calling it. And basically,
that's what they call it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what I've read, and that's what I've heard it referred to as. I don't know. I just felt like I was calling it after saying it so many times. It just started sounding weird.
That's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to start calling the Steam Summer Sale the Steam Summer Sale.
The Steam Sale Summer. Yeah. It's basically where they just discount a bunch of popular games and on less popular games massively. And I spent like $300, $350 probably. I bought like 20 new games with a lot of DLC included.
Spent $300? Holy shit.
Yeah, I did two big chunks, and the first chunk was like 22 games and add-ons, and the second one was like 40 games and add-ons.
You're not working right now?
This year? No, like yesterday.
Yeah, like this summer sale. Damn, that's insane.
Yeah, this summer sale, just now. I've now got a massive library of unplayed, untouched games that I can I don't know. I can play around with for the next years to come because I've never done anything like that. I just probably multiplied my Steam library by 3 times. So I've got a lot of games to play. Got a lot of games to stream, new games to stream. I was playing Risk of Rain, for example. That was one of the ones my buddy was telling me to get. I just got Risk of Rain and I started playing it today for the first time. And it's a fun game. It's a pretty cool game. And yeah, now that's just one of many new games to
So Steam
stream.
is essentially like the online version of just like walking into EB Games, right? But it's just digitally online.
Yeah, kind of.
But where do they get all their like stuff from?
Well, it's digital. They get licenses to sell the keys for the games
Oh,
essentially.
okay, so that's what happens. So like the companies would be like, "Hey, this game's out for sale," and that's just they give Steam like the
Yeah, and
licensing.
they put it on Steam, I guess. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
'Cause-
Steam doesn't like. I thought in my mind, like what happened is Steam bought out the company in bulk, essentially,
No.
and then just had like limited versions or like had inventory, and only so many people could buy like codes or whatever to download the game, and then they'd have to get more. But yeah, what you're saying makes more sense.
Yeah, it's like a marketplace that for like companies to essentially sell their game through,
Or like
basically.
if I made a game or like one of us made a game, we could just go through Steam and sell it there.
But could
Yeah.
you purchase the game from the company directly? Like, say for you wanted like Halo, could you go straight to Bungie and purchase it without going through Steam?
I mean, Bungie no longer is associated with Halo, but like
Oh,
what game are you
oh,
talking about?
what's Halo? Is Halo
343.
343? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure you could, yeah, you can buy Halo from the Microsoft store. Yeah. You don't need to buy it through Steam.
Right, but that's the Microsoft store. That's not from 343. Like 343 is just the programmers that made the
Yeah,
game,
but
and they sold
but
the
like
rights to sell to Microsoft and Steam and wherever else you can download it from.
except 343 is a part of Microsoft. So it's essentially it's like I use that as an example because that was like 343. Well, I mean that's the example that you chose. Is 343 is Microsoft. Microsoft is just they own 343. So essentially, you're still paying 343, but it's just going to Microsoft. And but yeah, it's not. Yeah,
Um,
semantics.
an add-on to that though, because you know how like all these games when you buy them, they're in your Steam library. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So if you were to buy it straight from like whatever company, then where does it just sit in the library of another company?
Well, what? I don't know what an example would be like that. That would be just a game that you. I get like Minecraft. I guess you could buy Minecraft, from the Mojang website, and then you just download it onto your computer. I don't
And then
know.
it's just on your computer.
Yeah, there's also a Steam version of Minecraft. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's just either or, really.
I guess it's just because I haven't done it. It seems like weird, a little weird to me. It seems like I'm trying to figure out like an analogy for it, but it seems like if you bought your car from a dealership, they always had your car, and if you wanted to use your car, you'd have to pick it up from them, and then when you were done with your car, you took it back to them and left.
I don't think you should look for an analogy.
Yeah, there isn't really like it's
You go on Steam, you look at the store, you're like, "Hey, this game looks cool." You buy it, and now you download it and you can play it.
But Steam always has it still, right? Like in
What?
order
Yeah,
to
but when
play
you
it, you
buy
gotta
it,
go through
when you
Steam.
buy it, that's what you're doing. Like you pay for the right to play it. You have to play it through Steam. Like you're not buying a physical copy of the game.
And is there a markup of doing that? Like, does Steam get a percentage because you buy it through them, or
Well, they
would it be
definitely get a
cheaper?
percentage, yeah.
Or would it be cheaper to just get it from the people themselves,
If they're doing a sale or something, probably, but not if
or
it's
just
on
in
sale on
general?
Steam. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think so.
Okay.
I feel like for most
Huh.
companies, that's just not a thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think most companies sell their game directly.
They sell it to
Mm.
Steam. and they get
Yeah.
proceeds from the sales.
Oh, just I guess it confuses me a little bit because typically, like for products or goods to get transferred, you pay a markup. Otherwise, if you were to just go to the person,
Yeah, but that's generally like a physical good.
yeah, fair enough. I assumed it would be the same the other way, but shows
Well,
what I
because
know.
usually there's like handling and fees that like sort of are the reasoning behind those costs. Whereas if it's
Mm.
something digital, it's like, okay, you have the license to sell uh this game and you get 5% of the proceeds or whatever. I mean, I don't even know how much to get, but that was just a random number. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just yeah.
that's cool. I guess. I mean, so is there another company like Steam who does the same kind of thing, or is just Steam the only ones doing this?
No, it's just Steam.
There's a few, isn't? I think Epic Games does the same thing. They have a game store.
Yeah, but isn't it I
I
guess
think Amazon has a game store as well.
aren't they
Nothing's
just
as big as
so
Steam, but
yeah, okay.
there's other companies trying to do it.
Right. Yeah, nothing really compares on the scale. You won't have like any kind of comparable library
It's
on any other
probably
platform.
comparable to like the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store or the Nintendo Switch like store, whatever that one's called.
Yeah.
It's just on
Okay.
PC.
I feel like the only equivalent I had to that was like as a kid going onto Google and I forget that game that I used to play, but it was the one where you had like the motorcycle and you had to like lean back and forth to go over the obstacles.
Trials?
Maybe. It was like I remember it had like an orange background and the guy was like black, like it's a black stick figure. Like it was 2D. It was like a 2D game. And I don't remember, but it was like on like a website like mini clips or something like that.
Sounds
And
like a
then it
game
had a
I would
whole
play.
bunch of games on there. That's gonna really bother me. I'm gonna have to look it up.
One of those old Flash games,
I don't.
probably.
Definitely. Stick figure? Definitely.
Yeah. You ever play Stick Figure Wars? I'm not even sure if that was called. That's what it was called. It's like there's like this arena, and then you could you're basically this team of stickmen, and it was turn based, and it was like 4v4, 5v5 or something like that. And then every turn you could like shoot a gun, throw a grenade, move a little bit, and like whatever.
I've
It's kind
played
of
some
like
games like
Worms.
those.
Yeah, it's like Worms, but instead it's not Worms, you're stick figures. And I just remember the only customization that you could do for your team is you could choose what kind of hats you were wearing. So I had a lot of fun with that, going back and forth
Was
with
that
that.
like a Newgrounds game?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What is Newgrounds?
Like another Flash player website.
It was yeah, it was on Crazy Monkey Games.
Oh
That's where I
shit.
found it. So if it was on that game or that website, I'm sure it was on other websites as well.
Crazy Monkey Games. Why does that sound familiar? Like I can't remember what that logo was. I want to look that up real quick.
It's kind of like a younger one of the Bored Ape faces, but with more energy, more lively.
Interesting. Yeah, I played on that a lot.
Yeah, that was like my introduction to PC gaming, basically.
I remember playing Balloons a lot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Addicting Games 24/7 or whatever. That game was. I remember that game. Yeah.
Yeah, addictedgames.com. That's what the
Holy
website was. That
shit.
was the game that I've spent so long playing was called Max Dirt Bike.
I remember this game.
I did it back when I
Yeah.
was like in I was in daycare. And like we'd all like gather around like this old, like huge computer, probably had a single gig of RAM. And we'd just like take turns, and then when someone died, we'd rotate and it'd be the next
Yeah.
person's turn.
This is bringing back memories, man.
That's mad.
Oh shit, it's loud. How do I mute the fucking mute tab? There we go.
You're just gonna play the game mid recording.
I am.
That's hilarious. What have I done? So we've lost Jake for the next little bit.
This is crazy, dude.
Oh, what are you guys got some stuff you want to talk about?
I remember playing Bloons when it first came out. Did you guys ever play Bloons?
Like we just had that. I just thought you guys just said that.
Bloons?
I
Did I say
played-
Bloons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. I
You
got
literally just
lost
said
in
that, like-
addicting games, man. I'm sorry.
Because like the last thing you said before you were complaining about the volume being too loud.
And then I saw Bloons on the side of the game. Whatever, man.
Yeah. I did. I didn't really get into it too much. I love tower defenses, but I don't know why the balloons never stuck early for me. I think maybe I just didn't really. I don't know. Huh. I loved it later in like elementary school and like late elementary school.
Interesting. I don't think it wasn't a tower defense at first.
Oh,
It was just like a little monkey that you threw darts at balloons and you got power ups and
huh. Yeah, that's probably why I don't like. I probably didn't play that.
yeah.
Because I probably played the tower defense version, whenever that one came out.
I don't know this balloon game.
You ever played Motherload?
No, I never played that one. I don't think.
That was a solid one. It's like you're just this little machine, little digging machine. You're just digging, and you look for like these jewels and shit, and you try not to take too much damage, and then you like go back to the surface and upgrade and bend your shit and go back down. And if you die, you restart.
Damn.
It's loud.
Like
How did you
OG
find the mute?
craft.
How did you find the mute?
Oh, we've lost Shalom.
Oh no. Okay, I just exited. What happened is I tried to play it earlier, then it just didn't load. So I was just like, "Oh, screw this." So I went back to my Discord window, and then like just now it was like with the sound of like a motorcycle just idling, and I was like, "Oh, that's yeah." So I have a follow up from my camping story.
Okay.
Oh.
That the license that I found. I was
Okay.
retelling this story today at work, and I figured, oh, I might as well like try and look this guy up on Facebook. I looked him up, and he only has 3 friends, no photos. Like his Facebook profile is extremely limited. I figured I'd go, what the hey? I'd shoot him a message and see what happens. I shot him a message being like, hey, you missing your car? And then I sent him a picture of his car where it was. And then I waited for a while and didn't get any response, but it didn't seem like he was super active on Facebook. So I chose one of his 3 friends also have messaged. And then I just asked said friend if he knew who he was, might have something that belongs to him. Might be able to find his missing thing. Essentially is what I said.
What did you say? What?
That's
Okay.
strange as fuck, dude.
What?
No, hold on. I did do that right. Okay, so for verbatim, what I said is, "Hi there, sorry to bother you. I was just wondering if you know XYZ person. I think I might have found his missing car." I don't know why I made
Okay.
it sound. I don't know why I made it
It
sound
sounds so
weird.
weird.
Help you find his missing thing.
I might be able to help you find his missing thing.
But that's pretty much all the news I have with that. I haven't heard back from either one of them. Either one of them haven't read the message yet.
Okay, so just a little update.
Yeah, a little update. I want to see. I'm hoping something becomes of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Be fun.
I mean, it'll probably be hard to find out if anything does end up coming of it.
do you
I'm
mean?
sure the car won't be there by the time we'll be up there next, or I guess in like 2 weeks from now. I don't think it's going to be there.
What makes you say that?
Because if that lady walks that trail like once a week, and obviously it's drivable, so like that day, I'm assuming the tow truck was there.
It's been there for a week.
What do you mean it's been there for a week?
I mean, the car's been there for a week.
But that's the
The
first
left
time
one.
she just saw it.
Yeah, and she said she walks it. I guess it could have been anywhere between. Yeah.
Yeah, like now we've discussed this, but my point is it's probably gone now because now people know it's there. Like she only
Um,
figured it out. She only found out that it was there when you saw that it was there.
that's true, but I don't know how much control that lady has of making the car disappear.
I feel like they're gonna come tow it. I don't know. There's just a missing car, or there's a car with, especially because they have the keys there. Because it's like it's a stolen vehicle. Maybe
I still
maybe
think
they're
he just
just gonna leave.
returned later. I think he
I
just
don't know
came
how.
back.
I don't know how quick they're gonna be to tow it. One, it's gonna be extremely hard to get a tow truck up in there. Two, they're not super worried about it in the first place.
Why do you think it's gonna be super hard to get a tow truck there?
The roads are shit. Like it's you
Yeah, but
need
it's
a
a tow truck.
yeah, but a tow truck isn't an off-road animal. Like it's
Neither is
very
that vehicle.
yeah, but that vehicle still had four-wheel drive.
Are you assuming a tow truck wouldn't?
Yeah,
I think
I don't think
especially a
most.
tow truck up in that area would be pretty beastly.
Yeah.
I don't think it. I just don't think anyone is taking their tow truck in there. Like I don't think they're gonna or even call a tow truck to go there unless the owner says my car is missing, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we found it here. We'll get it for you."
Because I guess there's no incentive for the tow truck to do it if they're not getting paid by
Yeah,
whoever owns it. I don't understand why the city wouldn't like tow it out of there. I guess you're allowed to park there. Just leave your car there. But isn't it littering at that point?
yeah. I just don't. I think they have other just based on how like small employment is there already. Just feel like everyone being used for the services that it would require to get that car out of there are doing other things. Pretty sure picking up that car is low on the list until it becomes a thing
Yeah,
that
but
people
not a
want
lot of
to.
stuff goes on over there.
I don't know. I told you, dude. I was waiting on the phone for a hot minute.
It's because they're on lunch break.
Yeah.
It could be.
They're like, let it ring. If he's still on the line in half an hour, then I guess I gotta answer him.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I definitely have to go though and see if it is there.
Yeah, I think so.
If it is there, then what the fuck? I mean, either way, what the fuck?
I really don't think he'll be there. I think
I
I think he saw you guys.
it's creepy.
I think he
We
saw
to
you
think
guys.
about. I wouldn't even have said anything.
Was the phone off?
Yeah, he
Phone
had to
was
charge
dead.
it, right?
Phone was dead.
You should have slept in it overnight just to wait for the guy to come back.
Nope. No. Not a chance. It smelled. It smelled funny.
What does funny mean?
Like not good. Like I took a whiff and I laughed. I don't know.
Well,
Could you at least do your Kermit impression?
well, the car would have to either be working. No, the car is either there or it got towed because you said it wasn't working.
Yeah. I just don't think a tow truck is getting. I feel like most off-roading vehicles would struggle to get there.
Why? The road really is not
It was
that
so
bad.
easy.
Like,
it's
It
just
was
a
so
dirt
easy
road.
to get up there.
There you go, Shalom.
Is this what
There
you
it
want,
is.
Shalom?
I do the laugh.
Ha ha! I don't know how Kermit laughs.
Oh, that laugh. I haven't heard it. I don't know.
Well, one, I was there a lot more recently than you guys have been. Twice. I think I've been there. I've been there 2 or 3 times since. I'm assuming the last time you guys were there was the time we all went together, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so since then I've been back there twice. And each time I've been back, the road has gone worse than the last time I was back. The road that we drove up to where we parked, that's the easy bit. So you keep going past where we parked to where we were walking through, it's a lot more um difficult. I was looking for a better word than difficult, but it didn't come to me.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I like it was. It really wasn't even an off-terrain road. Like it was. It was a dirt road.
Okay, you guys. Okay. You go up there, and when you come back, you'll know. We'll have the conversation again, and you'll go. It was a lot worse than I thought it was because this has happened quite a few times. I'll say something, and you guys will be like, "You're not saying that thing right." Then I'll be like, "Fine." And I'll come back and be like, "Hey, remember the thing that I said that was right?" And I'll be like, "It was right." And then you'll go, we don't ever remember disagreeing with you about that."
Uh,
Yeah, because it's not just a dirt road. I'm gonna Google Maps it.
What else is it if not just a dirt road?
It turns into like these. Basically, what happens is these massive, like, or what started off as small potholes, keep getting bigger and bigger. And especially with the wet summer that we've had, like all that water is still puddled. There's some like trenches. You need a truck that's like at least has like a 2 foot lift on it to get through. So like the wildfire lady that we ran into who does that route, she was walking because she said her truck wouldn't have made it through. So she drove up as like far as she could. That was basically to the point where we parked when we went last time, and then
So
she
the-
just walked it on foot.
so the car that is up there has a 2-foot lift.
Oh, but it was beat to shit. Like it was falling apart from the drive getting up there. Like the
I
bumper
mean,
was
it. Okay.
the bumper was falling off of it and stuff, and like the suspension was broken.
Because the back, I mean, yeah, the back. The only damage is on the fucking next to the tail light.
Yeah, well, yeah, it doesn't really show it well, but you can kind of even in the back, you can see the right side, like the passenger side of the car, is sitting lower than the driver's side of the car. That's because the suspension collapsed on that side,
Damn.
Rip.
and it has a flat tire.
Which way was he pointing? Was he pointing from where he walked from, or was he pointing up the trail like deeper?
Oh, so basically, he's facing the trail. He pulled off the trail. So to the left of the car, like of the photo angle, would be the lake. Directly left is that dock that you'd walk out towards to the lake.
Mhm.
Then in front of the car is like the main.
Oh, so
trail
he was
that-
heading back to the parking lot, like to the main road then.
I guess so, or that's just how he parked. I don't know.
I still can't imagine that the person owning the vehicle is the person driving the vehicle. Just listening to what you're saying, because it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it must be stolen, or he's trying to escape a crime.
Yeah, I don't know,
Stolen
man.
car to escape a crime, fled into the woods.
It worked apparently. The cops don't even want to go look at it.
Yeah,
I feel like
I got
bikers
some more
don't belong
stuff.
on the road at all, anywhere on the road. You know? I think
like bicycles.
bicycles. If you're on a bicycle, you have to be on the sidewalk. And if there's a bike lane, you should be like you're privileged. You shouldn't be in the fucking left turn lane in the middle of the intersection on a bicycle. It pisses me off. You should be on the goddamn sidewalk. Waiting for that little walkie man symbol. Thoughts?
The only thing that annoys me about bicyclists on the road are when they are just clearly taking up the whole road. When obviously, if there's one lane and there's no bike lane, I get it. Whatever, they're allowed to be on the road.
Get on the sidewalk.
Yeah, but like when they're not like when they're just like strolling at like 5 kilometers an hour and there's a lineup behind them, it's like that is literally illegal. Like you're slowing traffic. That pisses me off.
Yeah, that's it.
I think if you're gonna bike on the road, you got to be able to keep the speed of traffic.
Or get out the way. Let traffic pass.
Yeah,
You can't.
no, I think bikes should stay on the sidewalk. Like if there's
Yeah.
not a bike lane for you, I think you should be biking on the sidewalk.
Unless there's no other option.
It's really
mean if there's
I don't
no
know
other
how I
option?
feel about this
If
because
it's just like a
If there's
random
no
road and there's no
sidewalk and no
sidewalk
bike,
and no bike lane, yeah.
you shouldn't be biking there.
Well, I think
Oh.
you should be choosing the side whichever side has no cars coming.
I think you shouldn't be biking there. I think if there's no sidewalk or no bike lane, or at least no shoulder, you shouldn't be biking there. Although
depends on the speed limit.
I don't think bikes should be biking on the shoulder regardless, even if there is.
See, I didn't really bike around much through cities and stuff. I usually only when I was going on my old bike when I had a bike, I would usually just bike around the neighborhood or I would be like in trails and stuff like that. When I was biking to like if I was biking to the park or something to go to the trails, yeah, I wasn't on the road, but that was also years ago when I was a lot younger. But then as time went on, I stopped biking and I started longboarding. I would longboard. People on the sidewalk don't like longboarders longboarding next to them, and people on the road don't like longboarders on the road. So it's like, as a longboarder, I was just basically bouncing between like the bike lane on the road or just on the road, depending on if there's other cars around. I was essentially treating myself, I'm a bike. And so I was never in the way. So I wasn't pissing any drivers off unless they just got mad at the sight of me on the road, which, I mean, if you're just go fuck yourself then. But I would
Reminded me
never.
of a really funny story.
Alright.
So just you talking about bouncing back and forth between the sidewalk and the road. I used to longboard as well. And I was going, I think I was just going to like another friend's house, and I was doing the same thing. Like, oh, sidewalk got busy, moved to the road, but the road had a bike lane.
Right.
I would just move to the bike lane, move back to the
Exactly.
sidewalk, move back to the bike lane. But I was on the left-hand side of this road, going
Oh.
like against traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sidewalk was full, so I was like, I'll move to the bike lane. And then a guy on a bike started coming the other way towards me.
Oh shit.
But I was like at a nice cruising speed going down a hill. And then we had this whole back and forth where he turned one way, I turned one way, he turned one, and we kept meeting up. And as we got closer, the turns became sharper and sharper, and we just ended up like head-on collision, and the front of my longboard hit the front of his tire, and our helmets touched, and then we were both just...
Oh, that's cute.
No.
Christ.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
This time, I was like, man.
Was there a bike lane on the other side of the road?
I don't know. I was on that side of the road.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
fuck you.
See, like, you are the ones who are the people who make it like the bad apples in the whole bunch for all the rest
I
of the
was
longboarders.
a child. I didn't know the rules of the road.
Probably wasn't even wearing shoes. God damn.
Oh my god.
That's-
See, like, that's exactly what I would not do. Because at that point, I would be like, oh, I'm just gonna stand up and get off the fucking... Well, one, I would never be
happens
on the
so
wrong
fast.
side of the road. Drive, like,
I think it
on
was
the
'cause, like,
other
I
bike lane.
I was turning left soon. I didn't want to have to cross the street later, so I just stayed on that side of the street. I could just round the corner.
Hey,
instead of
that's the
having to, like,
equivalent of a
cross.
biker sitting in the left turn lane.
No, not at all. Because that's a biker sitting in the oncoming traffic lane.
Yeah, it's even worse, actually. Yeah, you're even worse than my initial upset.
I don't
not-
have any problem in a biker in the left lane because you're stopping anyway until there's a break in traffic. So it's not like they're holding up traffic, really.
Here's why a biker in the left lane sucks, though, is because they're not heavy enough.
I'm talking about like in the turn lane, not
I know.
in the left lane.
Yeah, in the left
Like,
turn lane.
currently
They're not.
turning.
So say there's 3 cars, right? One car in the intersection, the biker next, and then you. Right? The light turns yellow, so the car in the intersection goes. and you're not getting the next like advance for the turn signal because the biker isn't heavy enough to weigh the signal to get the advance. Now you're stuck missing 2 more lights, or 1 more light.
They usually have like multiple areas of weight. And a car and a bike is pretty small unless they're like a couple meters back from the white line. You should probably be fine.
Just to pull up beside them?
Not beside them, just close to them. Like, because if they're up to the white line,
yeah.
I mean, aren't there multiple pressure sensors?
Sometimes.
And isn't there
Depends on
also
the
a
blade.
camera? I guess it does depend.
I don't think the camera does anything in terms of the sensor. But from my understanding, like the first sensor needs to be triggered in order to activate the second.
I don't think that's true because I've like, when I'm the only one on the road, I've went back on the second one and there was nobody in front of me and I got the turn signal.
Why?
The extended turn signal.
Well, so I could find out.
What if that was just a light where the signal comes on all the time anyway? Because there are some of those.
Well, it wasn't one of those.
How can you be
I've
sure?
actually seen that before too. I've seen some dude sit at the back one at my crossroads where I know it's not always a light, and he got the extended one.
Oh, really?
I've actually
Oh.
witnessed this.
I've been doing it wrong. I'm gonna change the game up.
Well, it's like but like there's your workaround for your
Okay, but
bicyclist to stand on.
if there,
second
that only works if there's a second one. There isn't always a second one.
Mhm.
This could all be solved if they just stay on the sidewalk. Honestly, realistically, I think there's more people biking than there are walking.
What's wrong with biking on a sidewalk?
I have nothing wrong with it.
No, but what is I don't like what is the reason that bicyclists are like supposed to be on the road? Is it just because of the speed thing?
Yeah, it's just because they're looked at as a vehicle, I guess, and vehicles shouldn't be on the sidewalk.
No, they are not. If it's a vehicle's, it's not a vehicle, so it's not supposed to be on the road. Like if it doesn't have an engine and like a blinker, it's not supposed to be on the road.
No, legally, bikes are supposed to be on the road. Like, it is illegal to bike on the sidewalk.
Oh yeah, no, they're definitely supposed to be on the road. I thought this was Jake's counterculture argument speaking out again.
Cycling on the sidewalk is prohibited under the Motor Vehicle Act unless a sign or bylaw directs otherwise. But I think a big part of it is just because people on the sidewalk are stupid, decide to take up the whole fucking sidewalk.
Yeah. I also think it's partially because at least here where we live, pedestrians have the right of way wherever they are, and so like if a bicyclist was considered a pedestrian on the sidewalk, then they would have right of way
Say that word
through
again.
the road, I guess.
Say the P word you just said.
Pedestrians.
Did it sound funny to you, or is that just me?
I think that was just you.
Pedestrians.
Like because pedestrians have the right of way like in like
It's a little
like-
iffy.
right? Don't they have the right of way even if like if you hit a pedestrian ever, like even if
Is jaywalking though? I don't know.
I don't think they always
Walking
have the
around
right of way, but in a scenario where it's up for debate, they have the right of way. If they just step into traffic, not even in an intersection, if they just hop out into the middle of the road, like all suicide-y like, then you hit them, you're not gonna be like, whoa, they had the right of way. Like, I don't think it works.
Well,
that
but I
way.
mean, at that point, it's there. I feel like they would find arguments so like, well, you were going too fast, and like, oh, you didn't slow down enough, and you didn't use caution when they were approaching the road. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think if you're following
you
the
can just-
signs, if you're following the crosswalks, you have right of way if you're going on the green light with the walking man. But if you're jaywalking, the cars have the right of way.
So it's
Yeah.
more like in a scenario where where you're going to turn right, and a pedestrian is crossing the street. They have the
That
right of way.
also, yeah, that also. But I think the distinction comes to where like bicycles and pedestrians is like if like bicyclists are on if bicycles are on the sidewalk, I feel like that creates too much of a confusion between are they a pedestrian or are they not a pedestrian? Because if they're a pedestrian, then they have like right of way on those and all those few things that we just listed.
Why is that an issue?
Well, if a bicyclist just I don't maybe it's because he might not necessarily be able to see a bike approaching a stop block because they approach it quickly. I don't know.
Fucking look.
I mean,
Shoulder check.
well, if they're out of sight, like if they're not visible,
Hmm.
like if they're coming around a corner straight onto a crosswalk or something like that.
Hmm.
But that's a very abstract reason.
I feel like the same can be said for at a bike lane then. Let's say you are driving in a populated city, right, that has a bike lane and a sidewalk. You're making a right turn at an intersection, and then said bicyclist comes up in the bike lane to go straight, and you hit them. Like, what's the protocol there then?
Wait, huh? If you hit the bike lane, then or if you hit the biker who's going
Oh.
straight,
Biker's going straight, but you need to turn right. You don't see them coming because they're coming so quickly, but they're not on the sidewalk. They're still in the bike lane.
well, that's the same thing. Is that's just that's like another lane to your right. That's like you need to shoulder check and make sure there's nobody in it before you turn.
Or couldn't you do like if you're able to avoid them in the bike lanes, then shouldn't you be able to avoid them from the sidewalks?
But the different like people and cars are different things.
No. I'm not saying people. I'm saying a bicycle. Like a bicycle. Like what does it matter if they're in the bike lane or on the sidewalk? Just don't hit them.
For the car turning right,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I think the distinction is separating them from pedestrians. I feel because I can't find any other big reason for why bicycles are not supposed to be on the sidewalk, other than simply separating them from pedestrians.
I don't think they need to be separated. I feel like they can just be pedestrians. My girlfriend has got me into the habit now because one time I was driving, right? And I feel like I give them enough room whenever I see someone biking on the side of the road and there isn't like a shoulder or anything. I'll move over a little bit, but not like enough to go into like oncoming traffic. I'll basically just give them as much room as I can without crossing like my line there. I don't have to. So I was just going the speed limit, saw some bikes, inched over a little, drove past, but as we got close, my girlfriend was like, and she did the whole like shaky voice thingy, and then she gave me shit for being too close. Now, anytime I'm driving with her and there's a bike like on the side of the road, I intentionally go as far over as I can, like I'm driving in oncoming traffic. I'll like past the bike and I stare at her the whole time as I'm doing it. Like, you don't need to do it that much. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I usually like if there's no oncoming traffic, I usually just like go in the middle of the road, pretty much. Give lots of space. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I did give enough space, but then she thought my space wasn't adequate, so now I polar opposite.
Probably looked up at the
Understandable.
phone or something and saw the biker and panicked because she wasn't paying attention or something.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that YouTube video where there was that guy in a car driving? Probably, I don't remember what vehicle it was. Doesn't matter. Passenger seat was his wife, I assume, sleeping. And in front of them was a tow truck towing a truck. So the truck was facing backwards.
Oh
obviously.
yeah.
And he just approaches and gets really close and just slams on the horn and like grabs her shoulder and starts screaming. And yeah, that just reminded me of that one. that's fucking yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, how good are you guys at like the whole try not to laugh challenge things?
It depends. Like some of them are really stupid and they're just not funny at all. However, some like if they're actually funny and I haven't seen all the videos before, then probably probably won't succeed. Although I don't really look for those kind of videos.
One,
I don't think I've watched one in a long time.
Yeah, that's
I go
old.
through.
That's like old YouTube.
I go through them
Yeah.
pretty. Like if I'm having a rough day, I'll bring them up. But the ones that always get me are like old vines that I found funny when Vine was around, and then now they're on YouTube as like part of a compilation. I remember laughing at it back in the day. I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm not laughing at it now. There was. Have you guys seen the one with the like a guy in his living room or something, and he like shoots? Like, I don't know if it's an actual gun. I imagine it's not an actual gun, but it's like a imitation gun, I guess. It just has this loud bang and he like shoots it behind his brother. And then his brother just turns around and goes, "This is why mom doesn't fucking love you."
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I think
yeah.
I've heard that one.
Yeah, I can't remember the visuals, but I can definitely remember the voice.
Yeah. Oh, it gets me every time.
Yeah, I'm not bad at the try not to laugh. Like I can go through the challenges without laughing, but I feel like it's just not fun. Like I'd rather just laugh if it's funny, but
Yeah.
I can just I
Can't do
can
it.
go through without laughing if I had to. If it was like life or death.
Oh, no. I'm dead. Bye. That's it for me. All right. I guess we're getting close to that time, but I wanted to touch up on one more topic if you guys don't mind.
That time of the podcast. Go for it.
Time of the podcast. I mean, we don't have to talk about it. Fine, we won't talk about it.
Let's hear
Thanks
it.
for
Let's
listening
hear
to
it.
another
No, you
episode
can't
of
just-
You
Arguably.
can't just
Check
do
out
that, Shalom. You gotta talk
check,
about the topic.
check out our website.
Shalom.
And if you're viewing on YouTube, be sure to leave a like and
All right.
comment so we can
Okay.
interact with you guys.
Glad he brought that up.
What do you mean? I brought it up, and then you guys were all like, "Oh, you did that this time."
Is that what we
I don't know what
said?
that means. What it sounded like.
Okay.
That's what I got out of that. I was just like, oh, okay, well, maybe I just won't talk anymore. Maybe I've talked too much. I thought I was pretty reserved this episode, but fuck me. Anyway, bye. How are you feeling about that episode as a whole? Were you guys okay? I feel like there's tension in the air.
Yeah. Catch you guys next time.
I don't know.
You guys
Jake.
talking about me?
You guys talk
Yeah, if
talking
you're gonna
about
be Shalom, you gotta do it.
You guys talking about me?